some people
Nice.
with any luck.
Nice.
Twitch is on. There goes YouTube. Okay.
Nice.
Come on, Facebook. Come on, Facebook. Don't be dumb, Facebook. Facebook, come on. Okay, I'm gonna try it this way and see if it works. I mean, it works, but this would never work with a guest.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, the video source being split's not gonna cause any big mix-ups. Anyway, hi guys.
What's up?
We are now live all across the board, as far as I can tell.
Nice.
This is Drew.
This is Jacob.
And tonight we might be reviewing the worst movie that we've ever seen.
Possibly.
This is my opinion. I
Yeah.
don't really actually know Jacob's opinion yet because we've not actually discussed the film since either one of us saw it.
I am holding my view in my closed pocket for the moment until we get to the review.
So yeah, this might be a very interesting episode. Okay.
Indeed.
Facebook may be giving me trouble tonight, so I may have to call Facebook. But we will leave that
Facebook.
Kill Facebook.
Kill Facebook.
But not in the way that Facebook would die. It's just our stream to them would go.
All I can say is I'm definitely looking forward to the episode we're doing for TAS.
Yes. Yes, indeed. If it gives me that error message again. Okay, it's acting right now, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. Okay. So, yeah, we are finishing Bad Movie Month.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, I hope, is muting his phone.
I will in a
moment. We are reviewing a movie that prior to Jacob putting it on the list, as this one was one of his picks, I had never heard of before. And when I did my initial look up for this, I looked up the wrong movie.
That you did.
I was looking up 1994's Leo the Lion King of the Jungle, which was a mockbuster for The Lion King. Which is why I double checked with you. And you said, no, it's this one. I thought, okay, this is at least more recent. It's not really labeled as a mockbuster, so give this a shot.
Oy.
I may have to break our rule of what the lowest score is. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
Facebook people, because I see there's someone viewing right now. We're having some frame rate issues with Facebook. I don't know what's going on specifically. I mean, I know what's kind of causing them, but I apologize. Oh, that was you.
Yes, that was me.
Never mind, Facebook.
That was me.
All you people who are watching this later, you may not get the whole episode. We apologize. Fourth time that error has shown up. Can you tell if it's losing frames on the Facebook? I may go look.
Sure.
I will look. I'll let this stream for a bit while we're talking before we get ready to go. Right now it looks fine.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Now the only other downside is Facebook will not hear any of the sound effects tonight because of the way we had to set this up. That is probably going away here very soon because I am changing how we're doing things, and I got to get it done before November because we actually have 2 guests in November for Ghibli month.
Oh, okay.
Episodes. I think you saw that on the you
I think
should have
so.
seen it on our episode list.
Yeah.
But I have not. I hadn't posted that on Facebook.
Yeah, I may have another one for Ghibli month. So
which movie?
I don't know yet. He'd just be like when I did the Video Rejects podcast, the host Cody House, who I was talking with about True Lies. I said, be like, hey, we're doing Ghibli month. And he was like, oh, I love me a Ghibli movie. And I was like, okay, we'll see if we can get you on.
Already, I'll let you know that the 2 movies that are already took are The Cat Returns and Howl's Moving Castle. So if he wants Spirited Away or Tales from Earthsea, he can have them. Just let him know, because I don't know the guy.
Will do.
Yeah, Facebook still keeps giving me stuff, but I am got the stream going on my phone here, and I'm not seeing anything crazy. So I'm just going to let it go, and hopefully it will stay and not cause trouble.
Right. So just let let people come in when they want to, and we will get started on the end of Bad Movie Month for this year.
And we have not discussed if Bad Movie Month yet is returning, though I have a couple things I think we could put on the list.
Yeah.
But we have not really gone in and discussed that just yet.
Not yet. All right. So is Deela up?
That's what I'm checking. Deela, are you here? Hang on. Their status thing is going. Okay. Deela, are you here?
There she is.
Awesome.
There she is.
I think we might be ready to go as soon as you're ready to go. As soon as we decide we're ready to go. You do have a pun for me.
Yes, I do.
Good. Now I got to think, do I have a pun for you? What in this movie stuck out to me that it would make a good pun? Okay, I think I've got something. It's not great, but it'll work.
Yeah.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Then let's get this train wreck a-rolling.
The Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hang on. I've got that too loud. I don't need it coming through the mics.
Okay. Yeah, it is coming through the mics.
We don't want it to come through the mics.
No, we don't come through.
Hear it fine as it is. We don't
yes.
We just need to be able to hear it ourselves.
Yes. Take two.
Let's try this again
for patrons.
The Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast. Joining me today is a man who just tripped over the heart of the jungle. Welcome, Jacob.
Yeah, ow. That kind of stung a little bit.
I bet it did.
My big toe is still hurting from that. Just ow. It's in a cast right now. It's just not comfortable at all.
Ah, that explains a great many things.
Yes, it does. Why, thank you. Let me introduce our co-host, a man who is just praising our Heavenly Father that this month is over. Welcome, Drew.
There are some instances of Bad Movie Month that have been bad.
Yes.
As it makes sense. But yeah, for the most part, especially our discussions of these films,
agreed.
I have had a good time.
Good.
We'll see if that continues today. I don't think either one of us are too happy with this film.
Possibly.
I swear, if we're somehow split on this, I'm going to be questioning your taste in film going forward. As if your thoughts on Galaxy Quest let me do that anyway. But anyway, how are you doing?
You still bring that up?
It's funny.
It is funny. I agree. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing very well. Let's see. Friday, I got to do a co-host on the Movie Store Rejects podcast, which is a YouTube channel, and that's they review anime movies. They primarily not anime movies. We review anime movies.
Yes, that would be us.
That would be us. So they review obviously live action movies, and what I was able to do with them, they were doing their James Cameron filmography, and they had gone through most of them except for True Lies, and they waited so patiently for about a year and a half for me to find a copy, only to find that it's now on Hulu. So
well, that's strange.
Yes, so I believe it was me and Chris talked for about an hour and a half on True Lies. There again, if you want to go watch Hulu, it's Hulu. Go watch.
You want to go watch True Lies?
It's on Hulu. Thank you. I get words mixed up. I get words backwards every once in a while. But this was interesting because this was about a year and a half ago. It took me forever to try to find a DVD copy of this film.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally tracked one down and just couldn't get the schedule out to do this review. So thankfully Hulu came along and gave us a high definition version of this film, which apparently was supposed to go on a Blu-ray at some point, but
probably. But if James Cameron finally got around to working on that thing,
yeah,
that's been the holdup, is he wanted to do a full new remastering of the thing, and they couldn't release it till he got around to it. And he was too busy with certain other projects.
Yeah, Avatar
for 14 years. Has it been 14 years?
Roughly.
That's ridiculous.
And exploring the depth. Yes, the depth.
And refixing Titanic again to make who is the astronomer? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Make Neil deGrasse Tyson happy by fixing all the constellations so they actually were accurate to the night the ship sank. Because that was necessary.
So anyways, be like, yeah, that was a fun time. You can go find it's on YouTube right now. You can go. I know I shared it on my Facebook page. You can go to the Video Store Rejects YouTube page and their Facebook page. You can go watch that interview or special guest I did. It was a great time. Saturday was great.
Yeah.
We at our church, the singles group, we did a kind of a grill out party, play cards, charades, whatever.
Game night.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for.
I would help more with that, but I was not there as I was at home visiting parents this weekend. So I didn't get to do it, but I'll get to go to the next one.
Yeah, it was fun. Then me and Ashley, my girlfriend, we went to my 20th class reunion. That was a lot of fun, getting to catch up with a lot of people I haven't seen in years. Seeing some people, it's like, wow, I haven't seen you in 20 years. You look amazing. Or it's like, wow, I
haven't seen you in 20 years. You look like trash.
I would never say that.
I know.
But it was wonderful seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen in years. And
I really wouldn't say that to most people. I wouldn't say that to most people. That mean it didn't cross your mind.
Right.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying that about anyone in particular, people who are in my class of Lindell High. But that's just the stupid things that cross my mind. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So obviously 20 years. I graduated in 2002. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We stayed for like maybe 2 hours and some change. It was a great time. A lot of time. And so let's see. Work was good. Work was enjoyable for once, that in certain circumstances are normally a headache, but other than that, it's been a very good, productive week. Let's see how the rest of the week deals until Saturday.
What's Saturday?
I'm off Saturday.
Oh, wonders never cease.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see. Saturday, me and my girlfriend Ashley again are going to go to the local East Texas Fair, and that's going to be fun.
It is that time of year.
It is that time of year. I've never been. I don't believe in living memory have gone to a fair. I might be wrong, but
I think it's been about 20 years since I last went.
To
the East Texas State Fair.
So yeah, that's how my life is going so far. How about you?
I've had a pretty good week. Like I said, I was visiting my parents this weekend. Had a nice visit with them. For the most part, though, the rest of the week, it's been kind of a normal thing, with the exception that I finally got the scripts for a audio drama that I am participating in.
Yeah.
I will have the link in the show notes, but the audio drama is called Gospel by Gaslight. I am not in the first or second episode, even though the second episode's not out yet. And about the only thing I've so far contributed in any audio form is an ad for this podcast. But, and technically I think you're in that ad too for like a word or two because of how I cut the audio. At least you're laughing in the audio track. So you are there, but I was not trying to keep you out. I need to go through and find some more of those for fun. But anyway, it's been just kind of a normal week for me, to be honest. Nothing crazy has happened. So, Jacob, I do have a question for you, my friend.
All right.
What have you been watching?
All right. So, what have I been watching? Let's get to my notes.
That is the question.
The $20 billion,
the multi-million-dollar question.
Yeah, that'd be nice. All right. So, like I said before, I watched True Lies for the review for the
Film Rejects.
Rejects. Yeah,
it's called. I'm sorry, I don't know the name.
No, you're good. You're good. You the movie store Rejects podcast. Good. You can go watch it on YouTube right now if you want to. So I've been watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged and
laughing more of that.
Yes, I got to the very beginning of the Android Saga.
Oh, have you gone back and watched any of the movies yet?
I'm about to get to that.
Bardock needed to do first. This is under normal circumstances, I would actually suggest watching Bardock, Father of Goku Abridged, before season 2, before the Namek Saga.
Oh, okay.
Under normal circumstances.
I got you.
You didn't know, so it's fine.
Didn't know. So just obviously these are all on YouTube because this is done
There's a number of jokes in season 2 you missed because you hadn't seen that one.
Oh, okay. Sad for me.
It happens.
It does.
When we eventually do this, we'll take care of him then.
My gosh, that's gonna be like, yeah, we're not gonna do just Dragon Ball Z
because it's too stinking long.
Yeah, so we'll just do a bridge.
We'll just do Dragon Ball Z Abridged because it covers the same story.
It does, but it's just funnier. Mostly. There was a scene, and I won't describe it here. Be like, if we did something for Patreon, I would probably do it there. But there's a certain scene that is not in the original story, far as I understand. And I'm like,
I have an idea. We could use whales.
Not quite. It's before Goku shows up. Very
season 2, probably.
Yeah, season 2, very early on. Something to do between Bulma and Vegeta.
Oh, that's just wrong.
Yes.
That is so wrong.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Actually, I think that is in the uncut version of Dragon Ball Z, but you may not have seen that part because it was originally cut out because she does have that kind of a dream sequence.
Oh,
but it's not that explicit.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. But
anyway,
all I can say is Big Bang Attack.
Moving on. I'm just saying, wait till you find out how Krillin, the Krillin owned meter? Wait till you see how that gets redeemed.
Oh crap. But yeah, I'm watching through Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which is absolutely hilarious. Go watch it on YouTube. It's from Team 4-Star.
Yes.
They did an excellent job with this. Sadly, they had to cut short. But
right now they're actually going back and re-releasing them with director's commentary.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, so I started watching some of the movies. I've watched Revenge of Cooler, Broly, Super Android 13, Trucker Hat.
You have seen some of the movies.
Yes, the Return of Cooler, The Reckoning, or whatever it was. Those are all the abridged versions of that.
Yes.
And so
let's say if you want the originals, I got them right there.
Oh, okay.
Some of them are not worth rewatching.
Fair. But so I got done watching the conclusion to Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure. Amazing. Go watch it.
We will be talking about that at the end of the episode.
We will. So I was trying to think, be like, do I want to continue watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged while I'm doing notes? No, because I'll sit there and I'll
just watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Exactly.
You won't do the notes.
Exactly. I'll never get that done. So obviously, if you're watching Disney Plus gives you a recommendation, be like, oh, you finished this series. What do you want to watch next? Of course, that's Tangled.
Yeah. So that's what mine did.
And what do? I just let it play.
I did not. I'll talk about what I watched instead when we get there.
All right.
Because it is related.
Okay. So yeah, that is all I've been watching. So what about you?
So jumping off of your thing, I too, of course, watched the series finale of Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure to get ready for our episode today. And just like you, when I got done, it popped up the recommended thing, and it was, of course, the original Tangled. Now, I like the original Tangled. Yeah. Do not get me wrong. But I thought, I don't know when we're going to get around to the final bit of Tangled lore. I know we're going to hit it eventually, but we're not hitting it immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious what the last thing in continuity is. What that story is, what happens. And granted, I know it was made long before the series, but I was still curious. So I put in Tangled Ever After. It is a 5-minute short?
It's a 5-minute short.
A 5-minute short. Involving the wedding between Rapunzel and Eugene. Except they're not the main characters of this story.
No.
It's Maximus and Pascal.
Yes.
They are the ring bearer. Oh, Maximus was the ring bearer. Pascal was the flower chameleon.
Flower chameleon. That makes sense.
And they accidentally lose the rings.
Yep, that's true.
And
which is alluded to in the series.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Because I did notice, I was like, oh, you actually did some forethought and put the ring in the show. Cool. But I watched that. It was enjoyable. Had a good time. Also, after I got done watching it, because that was only 5 minutes, I also put in Star Trek The Animated Series, the original show from the 1970s.
So did you watch that on the...
I watched this on DVD.
Oh, okay.
But I also know you can go watch it on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And you can probably search for this on a couple other services, because Star Trek, with the exception of its new stuff, is almost everywhere, I believe. I could be wrong on this, but I do know it's on Paramount Plus to watch there. I have owned this series for at least 10 years. I've only watched little bits and pieces of it here and there because it is a Saturday morning cartoon from the 1970s with all that entails. But I am a little bit more patient, I guess, now.
Okay.
For lack of a better term. And I watched through a couple episodes, and it is not bad. It's not amazing. It's not blow your socks off, but for what it is, it's like if I was a 1970s Filmation animator and I was tasked with adapting the original series for Saturday morning cartoons, this is about what I'd do. And it's cheap because it's Filmation. And Filmation is nothing if not cheap with their animation. But still, for what it is, it's a good show. May bring that up on this podcast at some point. I've not decided.
Right.
I know we talked about it at one point, and then Lower Decks happened.
Yes.
But besides that, watched a couple shows when I was visiting my parents. None of them are quite jumping out at me right now, so I don't quite remember. But I also yesterday watched a movie for something we are going to be involved with.
Oh, yeah.
Recording at the end of the week.
Yes.
Because we are heading out once again to Ogasawara to be on the Monster Island Film Vault. To review a certain more phenomenal movie. Might even be prodigious. And I don't mean Digimon. Because they used it too.
Oh,
term too.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh gosh,
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie from 1995, and it was a fun movie. Granted, it's not like a cinematic masterpiece.
No,
but when you consider all of the shows, the live action shows from when we were kids, it holds up rather well in comparison to some things. Very well, actually. I mean, it's the CG is
exactly.
It is what it is. You could tell a lot of these things were done like quick decision making and a lot of stuff. And if you want to hear more, definitely check out that episode when it comes out. But I enjoyed it.
Good.
It's a very fun film. And you're actually going to be on that episode with me, if I remember correctly.
That's going to be interesting
how we get there. But the funny part is, originally, that's not what I was going to be recording Friday.
What was that?
Originally, I was going to be on Retro Rewind podcast to review Atlantis: The Lost Empire. However, one of the people that was going to be on his Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie review, the Dapper Man, he, for one reason or another, had to back out. And Francisco asked if I'd be willing to switch. I said, sure. So I'm also going to be talking about this on the Retro Rewind podcast in 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh. With
Nate from Monster Out Film Vault. He's going to be there too.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, Francisco and Paul and Ashley is going to be there. This was Ashley's pick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She requested this one.
Wow.
She's the one who put it on to vote, and then everyone voted it up in like less than a year.
Wow.
And then I think Celeste is the other one that's on that episode. I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
There's somebody else, and I can't remember which one it is, and I'm too lazy to bring up Discord right now to look. But anyway.
Nice.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I might have to just get in the chat on that. Whenever you guys go live, just get in there and just be like, hey guys, this is Jacob.
And they'll go, like an artist? Who's like an artist? Is that like that Madonna song? Like an artist. Drawn for the very first time. Like an artist.
Oh, you're going to get us copyrighted again.
Shading. We never got copyrighted in the first place.
We got striked.
No, we didn't.
In different countries.
Oh, other countries, who cares? That's just because they don't like there's some audio thing, but I'm not worried about that at this point because they kind of went away. The real places where it matters, hadn't seen anything. It just means we're muted some places.
Oh, okay.
And I wouldn't copyright strike because that would actually go against our permanent record.
Really?
Yeah, this doesn't go against our permanent record. It just means, such and such company, I'm not going to say which one, didn't own the rights to whatever song it was.
Oh, okay.
So they muted us in those other countries, but not us, not here in the United States.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're good.
Okay, gotcha.
And off that side tangent, which I'm trying to stay away from tangents, but that pretty much brings me to the end of what I've been watching.
All right.
So, Jacob, what do we have in the news?
The Cellcast News with your host Jacob Heron.
Why, thank you, Neela. And let's get into news real fast. So Illumination's upcoming animated Super Mario Brothers movies has finally been nailed down for release date. The film will be released on August 7th, 2023, according to the New York Comic-Con official tweet. Official tweet account, which was retweeted by Illumination earlier that day. I got this news from NintendoLife.com. This might be older news, but I thought it was relevant.
It was about a month or two ago, and it's important to bring that up because I don't know if this is a new thing, and if it is, I apologize. But the trailer date may have been leaked also.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
The week of like the October 9th, not October 9th, October 11th, I think.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
Is it a trailer or a teaser trailer?
I didn't quite catch what it was. I just heard this will be the first chance we hear how Chris Pratt sounds as Mario.
Yeah, I think I heard someone be like,
I'm more interested in Jack Black as Bowser, but
yeah, rah 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 rah.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're doing there.
Yeah. So yeah, do that. My normal source of animation network.com whatever it is, really wasn't giving me a whole lot of information, so I just went to the trusty Google and just looked it up.
So it happens sometimes.
It does.
We're kind of in a slow news part of the cycle, so
yeah. So another Illumination, best known for Despicable Me and the Minion movies.
Yes.
Apparently is gearing up to do something a little different, a little more adult animation for a change. So according to Variety, Illumination has hired Mike Moon, a former adult animation lead for Netflix, to lead Moonlight, their new label that will produce animated films that push beyond the family genre. Moon left his position at Netflix earlier this summer, around the same time that they were laying off their animation department. In addition to that, Moon will reportedly work on a senior creative advisor to Illumination. That was from comicbooks.com. All right. So
it'll be interesting to see if by pushing past family stuff, if it's going to be more like serious, artful animation that they don't think kids would be into, or do they mean sexy fun time jokes?
Yep. Who knows?
It could go either way.
Who knows?
I'm hoping for the pushing the art form type of content that is not necessarily looking at making sex jokes.
Yeah, agreed.
Considering what I think this guy was involved with, I'm afraid it's sex jokes.
Probably.
But anyway.
Who knows? All right. So we know this movie came out of D23 earlier this year, but I never heard of this. I never saw any news over this. It's just kind of cut under the rug kind of thing, but I think it'd be very interesting. So we know that in most Disney films, a character wishes upon a star, their dreams are granted.
Yes.
Pinocchio, for example, the live action,
which will be out by the time this episode comes out.
Exactly. Rough.
I'm glad to see that's cleared up, by the way.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it was very weird.
It was weird. Thanks, Deedlet.
I think I still see some hairs back there.
Hey, what's weird? Eyeballs on that tail.
I don't know what you're mad about, Deedlet. That he's. I can understand why Jacob still might be a little miffed, but I don't know why you're mad, Deedlet. Oh, you said you were sorry and Jacob hadn't forgiven you for it.
Oh.
Or you don't think he's forgiven you for it at the very least.
Hey,
I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, I totally believe in forgiveness completely, but it's just more of like, next time just don't mix it with other stuff. That's all I say.
It was the Mountain Dew the problem, wasn't it?
Yeah, had to be. Be like, no, it was Diet Mountain Dew. That was the problem.
That's always going to be your problem. Diet drinks are the devil.
Agreed.
But anyway.
And flee from it.
Yes. Flee from the aspartame. Flee from NutraSweet. This podcast is definitely not supported by any soft drink manufacturers whatsoever.
Thank you for the clarification. All right. So Disney is working on a new movie called Wish. It's basically the origin story of the Wish Star. It's like, where did it come from? Because we have all these characters who wish upon a star and their dreams come true. So where did the wishing star come from? So they're exploring that in a new film called Wish. And this film should be released around November 2023 in the year-long 100-year anniversary celebration for the Walt Disney Company.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
All right.
So that is all I have for in the news.
I've got one more addendum.
What's that?
The day this episode comes out, which should be on October 1st, you will be able to go to Crunchyroll and watch the first episode of Part 2, Season 2 of Spy Family. That will be on TAS at some point. Probably the next time we do a poll, which I'm going to fix how we did polls because that was a bit of a trip hazard.
Yeah, it happens.
It will probably be on that poll.
Okay. Fair enough. So you heard it here first. When we do our next poll,
Spy Family will be available for voting.
It'll be there.
But the other two, the other one will be, because the other stuff's still going to appear on the poll. It's not getting in. Because that's the thing. We did actually have, if you go to the Facebook page now and you look at that poll, you're going to see that X-Men won. Problem is, the two people who voted for that made it win, did so after I closed the poll. Because it was still tied when I closed the poll.
Which made a whole lot of confusion on this guy. It was like, wait a minute, what's going on?
So what we're doing, for those of you who don't know, we are going to first review Star Trek Lower Decks Season 2 and 3. The reason we're doing that one first is that it's shorter. Because that's only going to be 20 episodes by the time we get to it.
Right.
Plus, if we waited until after we finished X-Men, we would have to probably throw in Season 4. Because I almost guarantee it's happening. So, yeah, we're doing 2 and 3, then X-Men, then we're going to poll again. And I already did the check on how far that's going to be. When we finish X-Men, it will be September 2023.
Wow.
Actually, it will be literally a year from now.
Wow.
Because there was only one Tuesday in 2023 in September that it was not going to be on.
Wow.
Yeah. X-Men will take us a while.
Wow. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. That's why we're doing Lower Decks first, because we did need actually a break of some kind before we did X-Men.
Well, all I can say is, because I haven't seen season 4 of X-Men. I think it's season 4 and 5.
The last two.
The last two seasons.
Yes.
Which are very short, which are done
Season 5 is short. Season 4 is not.
Oh, well, never mind.
I looked it up. It's as long as season 3.
Well, never mind. I think it's season 5.
Season 5 is 10 episodes.
Yeah, and apparently it's done by like a whole different animation studio, and it looks bad.
From the clips I've seen, it does.
But either or. So we'll get around to doing that. We'll do Lower Decks first, and we'll pop into X-Men, do a year of that, and we'll see what happens next.
Yes, and I already have it split up which episodes are grouped together, which ones aren't. The fun thing is that X-Men has odd numbered seasons.
Okay.
So sometimes we're only going to be reviewing one episode, and it will not make any sense while we're doing so, but we're not splitting seasons on an episode.
Okay.
Just doesn't make sense to.
Fair.
And then there's a couple, it's like for instance, the Dark Phoenix saga.
Yeah.
5 episodes.
Yeah.
So we'll have one episode. We'll do part 1 and 2. Next episode 3 and 4, and then part 5.
Gotcha.
But anyway.
Yeah. So
continue.
Yeah, so we'll do that. And I think the other bit of news, now granted, this is not animation news, but it was actually funny. I saw it earlier today, and I showed Drew a few minutes ago. He watched it. He found it entertaining, but I
mostly found it. You actually pulled that off?
Exactly. But it's the announcement of a Deadpool 3 from Marvel Studios.
Hugh Jackman is going to be playing
Wolverine again. And
there's somebody in our singles group that may be forced to watch Deadpool for the first time because she wouldn't have watched it otherwise.
Who?
I will say so off screen, because I may now that I've said that and you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm afraid I'm wrong.
Gotcha.
But anyway.
Gotcha. All right. Oh.
Yeah, that took you a minute. That took you a minute.
That took me a second. It's like, oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right. Are you ready to jump into the spoiler-free section?
Yes. Let's
Leo
get into this.
the Lion.
Yes.
From 2005.
Certified fresh and spoiler-free.
Now, the first thing you might notice, as I specifically said, it was Leo the Lion from 2005.
Mm-hmm.
In some places, you're going to look this up. This same movie is labeled as coming out in 2013.
Yes.
Because the English version came out in 2013.
Yes.
Because the original version, which is Italian, came out in 2005. But all my stuff was labeling it 2005. That's why I continued that also.
Fair.
That being said, yes, this was my first viewing. And if I have any say in the matter, it will be my only viewing of this film.
Yes.
I do not suggest you go and watch it unless you want to see why I feel the way I do, to put my feelings into context. But that being said, I'm surprised Netflix paid for this. Anyway, Jacob, what are your thoughts?
Well, like you said, first I'm watching this movie, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was a wonderful film. It was kind of funny. It was heartwarming. Why am I getting glared at?
I'm not glaring at you. I'm wondering who took your brain. Did you really enjoy this movie?
No, of course not. I hate this film.
Say.
This was I don't know, bad. Like bad in all kinds of ways. Like really
put
bad.
It to you this way. Celeste from the Geek Devotions.
Yes.
Sent a text message to our Discord. Because by the way, we have a Discord. You can go to our Facebook to get a link to it. And she asked me on there, or asked us actually, what movie we're reviewing tonight. And all I did was link the Wikipedia page. Because this has a Wikipedia page.
Yeah. It's not very big.
Do you know what the last line of the introductory paragraph of the Wikipedia is?
What's that?
This film gained notoriety for its poor quality and scathing reception by viewers, and has occasionally been named as one of the worst animated films ever made.
I could totally see that.
Oh, yes.
Totally see that.
When I say that this is by far might be the worst film we've ever seen, I'm going to say there's one movie we have seen that may, in your mind, I don't know, go up to bat for worst movie ever that you've ever seen, because we just reviewed it 2 episodes ago.
We did.
Because I can see how maybe from your perspective, perhaps Food Fight might have been worse. But my thoughts on why this might be the worst one will be made clear very soon.
Yes, I can definitely see your perspective.
Oh yes,
yes.
Oh yes.
This is gonna be a fun episode, people. So strap in. Make sure your seat is weighted down because it's gonna get rocky, really, really fast.
Oh yes.
I think
our like section may be less than a minute long.
Maybe.
I say less because I don't know what his is.
So
if he has any.
So all I can say is that I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the TAS pretty fast.
Oh
this
yes.
One.
This will be. I have almost guarantee this will be Ugly Dolls in terms of episode length.
Oh geez.
Ugly Dolls was our previous shortest review.
Yes. This is gonna be quick. I'm fairly certain.
Oh yes. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Well, let's do that on the other side of the bumpers.
Bumper that.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
This week, we suggest checking out Stunning and Brave, where each week hosts Chris Cowan of the Babylon Bee and Nate Henderson of Some Boring Budgeting Job confess their privilege, spotlight stunning social media posts, and fabricate outrage, all while keeping you super woke and enlightened. They will make you laugh. That's right.
You have no choice.
Check out Stunning and Brave at stunningandbrave.net.
The Cellcast would like to thank the following patrons: Josh Adams, Ashley Ruiz, Book of Gaming.
To get your name on the show, plus uncut episodes, early access to the Cellcast Plus reviews, and special art from Jacob, please donate to us on Patreon.
All our chats are quiet tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because no one's heard of this film.
Which is not surprising.
Not surprising at all. I don't know if it's because they have heard of this film and don't want to see us torture ourselves live.
Possibly.
But unfortunately, we are very quiet tonight on the actual stream. So why don't we go ahead and get out of the way? Get this out of the way. You ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
The following is a spoiler-filled review for the film Leo the Lion, 2005. Listener discretion is not advised because this film is hot garbage.
It's crap!
Actually, hot garbage may be mean. More on that when we get to my conclusion. But however, Leo the Lion from 2005 was written and directed by Mario Cambi, and his only other credits on IMDb is a documentary called La Primavera del 2002, L'Italia Protesta, L'Italia Si Ferma, which translates into English as The Spring of 2002, Italy Protests, Italy Stops.
Interesting.
And he was director on that.
Oh.
This was also written by Pier Stefano Maragoni. The cast includes Daniel Ameriman as Leo the Lion, and in the video game League of Legends, he plays Ezreal. John Saigon as Uncle Lope, and he played Solidus Snake in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Matthew Mercer was the voice of Maximus Elefante. And he is the game master on the YouTube Real Play podcast Critical Role.
Yeah.
And also he was Tigra in the anime Thundercats.
Dun-dun-dun.
I put that one in there for you.
Which Thundercats? The new one?
The anime Thundercats.
Oh, anime Thundercats.
The good Thundercats. Oh,
I thought you said anime.
The good reboot of Thundercats.
The good, not Roar.
Not Roar. Well, I don't know. He may be in that. I hadn't checked. Literally, it said Tigra, and it said it was the anime Thundercats. And I said, that's what I'm putting down.
There we go.
I didn't go too much deeper into that. Anyway, Amanda Allen played Savannah in this film. And she was an actress, which is literally how it's the only way it's credited, in a movie called Room 104. Porter Hanson played the shaman, and she played a doctor in Dark Metropolis, whatever that is. Debbie Derryberry played the baby elephants, and she is the voice of Coco Bandicoot in the Crash Bandicoot video games. Mari Devon was Leo's mom, and she was Togemon in Digimon. Eileen Galindo was Guru and Beatrice, and she played Vivian Garcia Shapiro in the television series Phineas and Ferb, the mother of one of the kids.
Oh, okay.
Michael Sorich played Eli Font and Hyena Number 1.
Gosh.
And he was Ishikawa in Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Christina Pucelli was Nanao and Baby Monkey Number 2. And she was Sunny in Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. Grant George was the Crocodiles and Hyena Number 2. And he was Ant-Man in Avengers Assemble. The Disney Channel movie show.
Yes.
Not the ultimate thing we watched.
Okay.
Fabiana Arestia was Zebra Mom. And in some Christmas movie I've never heard of called Santa's Apprentice, she played Mrs. Palmer. Bailey Gambertoglio played Spots and a lion cub. And she was the voice of Abigail Stone in Spirit Riding Free, the television sequel to Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron.
Yeah.
Cole Sand was the voice of Ebony. And he was Eli in the television series Troll Hunters and all its connected TV shows.
Oh, okay.
Terrence Stone was the voice of Snake, Hyena Number 3, and Vulture Number 1. And he was an innkeeper in the video game Hearthstone. Paulette Victor Lifton played Elephant Elder and Zebra. And she played a character named Bunny in Latte and the Magic Waterstone. I didn't have many choices on that one.
Okay, gotcha.
Colleen O'Shaughnessy played Baby Monkey Number 1. She is probably more famous for us, at least, for playing Tails in the Sonic the Hedgehog games and movies.
Nice.
Fred Stoller played the Hippo and Vulture Number 2. And he played a character named Gerard in the sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond.
Ah, okay.
There is one Kingdom Hearts connection.
Really?
Matthew Mercer, who played Maximus Elefante in this, is voices the character of Ira in Kingdom Hearts. If you are keeping up with Untangling Kingdom Hearts, while I have not mentioned this character specifically, I have mentioned the Pathfinders Those characters? I believe
Okay.
it's the Pathfinders. I may have to look this up and edit this part, but anyway, he's one of those guys that you pick at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts Key.
Okay.
Just so people know this, though he did not voice the character in that, he voiced him elsewhere.
Got it.
Anyway, that brings me to the end of our cast. Did this thing actually somehow make one red set? Find out in info and stuff, Jacob,
yes,
if
we
you
will.
please.
All right, so info and stuff. I do want to go into more, be like, oh, this movie, and then it's like, no, it's not The Lion King. So moving on.
Yes.
All right.
I think I would have preferred to watch the King of the Jungle one, because that's somehow connected actually to Kimba the White Lion that people claim that the Lion King ripped off.
Yeah, but that was more Hamlet that it took inspiration from.
Yes, but it took some things from Kimba the White Lion also. Yeah. Either way.
All right, so it has an IMDb of a not surprised 1.4 out of 10.
That's higher than I expected.
Watch. Originally you could watch on Netflix, but it's not on Netflix anymore.
No, it's not. I wonder why they got rid of it.
I wonder why.
You can, however, I don't know if you got this on there, because this is where I ended up watching it.
All right.
Freevee.
Okay.
Freevee is a channel that you get for free on Amazon Prime.
Oh.
And it was free with commercials.
Oh, okay.
One wild guess which parts were my favorite.
All right. So, yeah, go watch it there. It was distributed by Dozes Films and the...
Some Italian name.
No, it's not an Italian name. It's
the Weinstein Company.
Weinstein Company. Thank you. I could not read that word in my life. The Weinstein Company.
I remembered seeing that logo and going, "Wow, this is a new low even for them."
Exactly, and they've gone low.
Yeah.
The Weinstein Company, distributed originally for us in America through Netflix, which apparently Netflix realized this is a piece of junk film and dumped it.
This is the reason why Netflix fired so many people from its animation department. I'm kidding. I wouldn't be surprised though.
It's like, why did we buy this movie? Why? So it was released in Italy originally on June 17th, 2005. It was in the US dub version through Netflix on July 2013, so that's why all the confusion.
Yes.
Box office. There actually is a box office for this movie.
In Italy, probably.
Yeah, in Italy. $222,737.
And we have no idea what the budget is on this, do we?
No, there's no...
I'm going to still say it lost money.
It probably did. It probably did.
Because I can't imagine even in the original Italian this was any better a movie. Boy, we are already ripping this thing to shreds.
We are. This is going to be fun. All right.
So, okay.
Yeah.
You ready to hear what this film is actually about, people?
If it makes any sense.
Leo, a lion who is a vegetarian, struggles to fit in his pride.
No, you think?
While hunting for zebras with the other lions, Leo's mother dies by falling over a waterfall on the day he goes for his first hunt. After that traumatic experience, he develops a fear of water. Being bullied by the other lions, he leaves them and starts living in a tree. One day, he meets a female elephant, Savannah, and helps her deliver her twin baby elephants off screen. It is later mentioned that her husband, Eli Font, was killed by humans. No, he was killed by outsiders. They never said humans.
Yeah, outsiders.
However, it is revealed that he was actually knocked out by Maximus Elefante and is taken to a zoo. After the delivery, the little calves consider him to be their father and follow him constantly. When Leo decides...
Hold on. They consider Leo.
That's what I said.
Okay, good.
Admittedly, that was a tough little word.
That was a little
there, but yes.
Whirly.
When Leo decides to find the heart of the jungle, a place Leo's mother once told him about before she died, he is accompanied by the elephants and Uncle Lope, a gazelle. Get it? Uncle Lope instead of antelope. They meet many other young animals on their quest, such as the young zebra. They are meeting this, and I'm saying this now because they didn't bother to put this in the little thing, because somebody set the forest on fire.
Somebody.
I say it that way because it was not 100% clear. I assume Maximus Elefante did it because he's the quote unquote villain of this film.
Yeah.
But they didn't actually say.
No.
It's just there was a forest fire. And that's why everyone got separated.
Mm-hmm.
After having lots of adventures, they eventually find the heart of the jungle, which is also the home of a female chameleon. That is the shaman.
Mm-hmm.
The latter allows the two orphans, a leopard and a monkey, to stay in her place. On the way back, Maximus, who was following the company, finds the two baby elephants, kidnaps them, and later claims he saved them from Leo, the evil lion. Maximus then tries to marry Savannah, but Leo turns up at the last moment and stops the wedding. Suddenly, a helicopter appears, shoots Maximus, and is defeated. Boy, I wish it happened that nicely.
Mm-hmm.
The movie finishes by showing Leo talking to his children. Two elephant-lion hybrids. Wow. And that is the end of the summary. We do have trivia. Contrary to popular belief, Spots, the baby leopard, is a female, not a male.
I could have told you that.
The slow motion throughout the entire movie is not actually slow motion.
It's slow motion.
It is taking a piece of footage and stretching it out.
Slow motion.
No, that is not how slow motion works.
Okay.
Slow motion works by shooting a film at a faster frame rate and then playing it back at a normal frame rate.
Ah. This
was literally put it on pause and stretch it out to fill the time necessary. This slow motion has nothing to do with the type of slow motion that would have been used in such classic television from the 90s, Baywatch. This is nothing like that kind of slow motion.
Oh, okay.
Michael Bay would be ashamed to call what he would see in this as slow motion, since his slow motion is actually done much better.
Yeah. This is done terribly.
Yes. And of course, we've already talked about the mutant hellscape that is Leo's children with Savannah, who are mutated elephant lion offspring.
Oh. I wish I had something to drink right now. That was
the piece of corn on top of the turd sundae. Because I'm going to go ahead and get my one single solitary like out of the way, because I only have one. And you want to know what it is?
What's that?
The credits. Because the movie finished and I was released from seeing this pile of garbage.
Oh my. Okay, that's fair. Totally fair.
This is a bad movie. There is no way around it. It is. I'll get more into this in my dislikes. I'm just getting it out of the way because I'm really hoping you actually have more balanced views of this film than I do.
Okay.
But I hated this film. It was bad. The best part about it is when we got to the credits and it's like, oh, look, they used nice serif font for these credits on this in white with white text on a black background. And it's over. No, it's not over because it's not. I forgot until just a second. It was not text on a black background. No, they re-edited shots from the film. That means like even the credits were bad. The best part was when Amazon popped up and said, "Would you like to watch something else?" And I said, "No, I would like to go wash my eyes out with bleach."
All right.
The thing I liked about I will change this because since I can't use the credits. Do you know what my favorite part of the film was? The commercial breaks. Because then I got to see quality filmmaking.
Oh my gosh.
This is a bad movie.
I agree with you.
I have nothing else to add in the terms of positives.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have any positives. I tried. I thought on this for 24 hours. Which is usually how much time I give one of these things.
Yeah.
I thought on it. I tried. And I can't give 1 ounce of positive criticism. anything in this, and I will explain why when we get to dislikes. So we can get to those dislikes, and I can explain my position in much greater detail. Jacob, do you have a like for this film?
I do actually have a like for this film. All right. So there again, this movie is not done very well at all. It's not. It's terrible.
No.
I can give the movie credit for the credit the movie is slightly given. So here is my likes. My first like is this movie be like the opening shot there again, not well animated at all.
Mm-hmm.
The characters are blended in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Let's agree there. It's blended in dirt. The point where the mother's dramatic death, I found kind of pulled a little bit. A little. I'm not saying this was a scene where he he dies the evil Scar's hand, which is this movie's a ripoff of, obviously.
I don't think it is actually. I think it just uses animals. I don't think it has anything to do with the Lion King.
Oh, really?
I didn't do a whole lot of research into this, so if you know something I don't.
Oh, I don't know the villain song, and it was.
Oh yeah,
blatantly.
That's just an obvious thing to try and pull. Of course, they didn't even do it right, but
no, they couldn't do it right. They couldn't do it right. But that scene was like, okay, I'm a little touched. It's like, okay, that was pretty good. That's what we say about that. It was pretty good. I would say my number two, I do have more likes than one.
Like I said, I was hoping you had a more balanced view of this film than I did.
I
literally could not come up with anything and was writing my likes and dislikes about half an hour before we started. And that's why I had to give up on my likes.
Fair enough.
Dislikes like that. Likes, I gave up.
Get it. All right. So my second like for this film, it does give I'm not saying there again, this movie is not good. It is not good at all. It is bad. Very, very bad. The idea of this vegetarian lion, which lions can't be vegetarian. That's how they're predators. They're carnivores.
I'll be talking about that.
Yeah, exactly. So other than that nonsense, oh my gosh, be like all I see is that stupid in credit musical they do. It's like, ugh, so bad. But we'll get there when we get there. My second like is where this vegetarian lion goes to go find the heart of the jungle. They're going air quotes. I'm going here for our friends on the podcast
on the audio portion.
Here. Is accompanied by a ragtag misfits of children and what was he again?
You mean Uncle Lope?
Yeah, Uncle Lope.
He was an antelope.
Is that Uncle Lope? Okay.
Yes.
Still,
that's the joke.
Yeah, it's the joke. It's not a very good joke, but I do like the dynamic of the characters. You have the two baby elephants who see
whose tails are tied the entire movie.
Yes, it is. For the only thing I can assume is they're twins, so they are bonded by the tail, I guess, until the very end, which makes no sense. Other than that, it's more the dynamic between the two. These baby animals, they're not cubs, like the movie says over and over again. They are not cubs.
I will give it this much: the only person I remember hearing calling them cubs was Leo. And I think he was just using a term he would normally use for lion offspring to refer to his offspring, since in some ways this would have been his pride at the time.
That is
true. He does say near the end of the film that he is proud of them.
Yes, agreed. Fair.
See, I did watch and I did pay attention.
Yes.
You should put my thoughts in much better light.
But I do like the dynamic between the characters. Be like definitely between the monkey and the leopard. I think she's a leopard.
Yes, Spots is a leopard.
I like the dynamic there. It gives more like a fun, adventurous kind of or rambunctious feel to the dynamic of the group, and I enjoyed where they're trying to chase each other, and it was funny in a way. There again, visually not, it was terrible, but the characters getting along with each other I thought was interesting. There again, number 3, if I can bear to get a number 3 out of this.
You've done better than I.
Yes. I'm gonna say it. The movie ended. just very simple. It was an hour. It was an hour and 15 minutes.
And it was about an hour and 15 minutes too long.
Possible. Yeah, I would agree with you. It was way too long of a film. But when it finally ended, I was like, great, the movie's over. Good. Yay. So now I can go watch something that's a lot better, like Dragon Ball Z Abridged on YouTube.
Or in my opinion, Food Fight.
You watched Food Fight after this?
No, but I would have preferred to watch that again over this film.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get into dislikes.
Oh yes, let's go.
Fire away.
My first dislike,
Paul away.
And I will admit, this is the most nitpicky thing I probably could have come up with, because while I hate this, I think had the other two dislike, or one of the other dislikes was not the case. I think this would have made for an interesting concept.
Yeah, I agreed.
But the thing is, biologically, a lion cannot be a vegetarian.
Agreed. It can't.
It must eat meat.
They're carnivores.
Now, granted, you could have had a friendly lion movie. You want to know how I know this? The Lion King exists.
Yeah.
And Simba is a friendly lion to all of the creatures around him.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the bugs.
Yeah.
But
which there again, bugs are a type of animal, and a lion could technically survive on that, but it'd be eating like almost the entire bugs on the planet. But
and at the same time, those bugs were not sentient like we saw the other animals that seemed to be as sentient as Simba was. So
sure,
that kind of works on that level.
Agreed.
No, and here's the thing: if he had chosen to be a vegetarian because he did not want to eat other thinking, feeling creatures, I might be able to buy into that a little.
Yeah.
If he was a vegetarian because he had some weird mutation and for some reason was allergic to meat, that would be a good explanation. But why is he a vegetarian? Because he just likes plants more than he likes food. And I'm thinking, you should be dying on that diet. There's a reason you look emaciated. There's a reason he looks emaciated throughout the entire film. You can see his ribs in every scene. It's part of his model. So somebody was thinking about this when they were doing this.
I would agree with you there.
He does not look healthy.
No.
At all for a lion, even in this art style, which is debatable if it's any count. But this would have killed him.
Yeah.
That choice would have killed him. He would not be able to produce his offspring that we later see. But I think that's technically also biologically impossible.
Yes.
But even on a children's imagination level, I don't think this works. This is even talked about very well. It's not even a good point to bring up, because the fact that he's a vegetarian lion adds nothing to the story. It's just reason why he's not immediately killing everyone that he meets for food. You could have worked around that with better logic and still not had him be a vegetarian lion. You could have him be a vegetarian lion, work around that, and it still be an important concept of the story, because here's the thing. I would write this off as just being a weird thing about this one lion in this weird world if it weren't for the fact that they had an entire song based on this going into the end credits, which was completely unnecessary, by the way.
I agree.
It added nothing to the film. Like the other two songs didn't add anything to that film either, but whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously this was a major point of contention for somebody in working on this, since they spent some money. I don't know how much money was spent on this film. I suspect not a lot, but some money was spent on doing this stupid little music video that I'm convinced was trying to hypnotize kids into being vegetarians, because there was plenty of that kind of imagery as he was going down the vine thing. It's like, oh, look, that could be a hypnosis wheel. I don't know if that's what they're going for. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that that's not what they were doing. But there was also some other little weird things, but we'll not get into that until we get to my last dislike, because it will be the coup de grace on this thing, by the way. Vegetarian lions can't exist, and even if you were to, even if it could, in a strange little storied way, if you could have come up with it, they didn't even handle the fact that he was a vegetarian lion very well. That's my first dislike.
Okay.
What's yours?
The animation in this movie is hot garbage.
Yeah.
It is absolute hot garbage. There is, I can't think of a single frame where it doesn't look like the animation is jumping. It's jittery. It's not done very well. I can't give it this. When they do when the base model for Leo being a gaunt starving lion, he looks like a starving lion.
Yeah,
I can give that. The rest, it looks so clunky. It is clunky. It is just miserable to look at. Like looking at the reviews on IMDb, it's just depressing.
Yes.
And this movie is depressing. The animation was. This is appalling animation to the highest extent. And in a way, I'm grateful it was the last movie on Bad Movie Month, because it deserves that title. Animation wise, it sucks beyond measure.
Yes.
It has it's like they literally put no effort into anything animation wise in this film. Nothing. Absolutely zero, except for Leo's design. That's it.
Someone put thought into his model design. Since he's a vegetarian lion, of course he would be emaciated because he's not being nutritionally fed.
Yes. Well, I want to take something back. Real fast. Be like, there are some animation points where like there's like a design on an elephant that's very interesting. Leo the lion's design is very interesting. I can give that movie that. So I'll put that at my number 3 back there. Thank you very much. So other than that, the animation in this movie is appalling. It's garbage. There's hardly anything in this film is worth looking at, except, oh my gosh, my eyes are bleeding from how terrible the animation is in this film. Period. That is my number 1. What is your number 2?
My number 2 dislike, Maximus Elefante.
Oh gosh,
is a horrible villain. First off, I have no idea what his motivation is for anything he does, other than he's the biggest and the strongest, so he thinks he's going to be the biggest. He wants to be the king of the elephants, which somehow makes him the king of the jungle, from what I can tell.
Right.
But at the same time, I can see that that's a good motivation for him to take out Eli Font, the previous king.
Yeah.
That's not a good motivation for why he chases Leo and the kids across the desert?
The desert.
I don't know what this area is supposed to be, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But he chases them across everywhere, and I can't figure out why he did so. Yeah, he's looking for them. Yeah, he's able to follow a trail, but honestly, after he, got shot by the tranquilizers and was kind of going crazy in the elephant graveyard,
right?
I expected that to be his final scene. It's like, oh yeah, he tried to do this and it did nothing.
Yeah, that would have been a good scene. That would have been
a great way for him to go out for what he was, because he's a third-rate villain at best.
Yeah,
and yet he keeps going, and it's like, will you go away, Elefante? Matthew Mercer, I've seen you in some stuff, and you are a good actor from what I have seen.
Mm-hmm.
This was your worst performance, and it's not even your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had no good writing on this.
Yeah.
There's no reason for Maximus to be like this. Maximus Elefante is a dark spot on any character named Maximus. He is the worst Maximus ever.
I agree.
And he's not a good villain. And his villain song is atrocious.
Yeah, agreed. It is.
And it's not even edited good.
No, it's not.
And don't get me started on the fact they couldn't keep the Nazi elephants in step with each other.
That's right, they couldn't.
It felt like they intentionally didn't keep them in step. And I'm like, why? That's any research, any basic research into not the Nazis will bring you across the video segment that you were trying to copy because you were obviously trying to show that he was an evil elephant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was a white elephant too. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. But I'm not even going to get into that because they didn't even carry that done well.
No.
On that part. And they couldn't keep stupid elephants unless like any junior high marching band player will tell you that you have to stay in line when you are marching, whether you're military style or your corps. You have to stay in step and in sync with everyone. If you're military, that means not just the people on the left and right, not just the people ahead of you, but even at the all cardinal directions. North, south, east, west, northwest, southwest, east, northeast, southeast, whatever. All was that 8?
Yeah,
all 8 directions. They weren't in lockstep with. They were only in lockstep with one direction, and it stood out like a sore thumb that they didn't even keep them in step. And if Maximus can't even keep his imaginary henchmen in line,
oh my
because
God,
these elephants never show up again.
No, they don't.
This is his imaginary henchmen. He can't even keep them in line. How can I expect him to do even the most basic villainous thing in this film, much less even be a leader of these elephants or the rest of the jungle? If he can't keep his own henchmen, his own imaginary henchmen in line, he's not going to be able to keep any real henchmen in line, much less anyone else in this jungle. Even though we only see maybe 30 other people in this jungle. Maximus Elefante is a poor excuse for a villain. What is your second dislike?
My second dislike is the writing. The story in this movie is absolutely pointless. It's so just like to me, like it looks like they took The Land Before Time and The Lion King, mashed it together, and tried to make a story out of it, and was so completely lazy doing it.
Yes.
And the story, like literally, it's not as bad. I'm going to say this. It's not as bad as Titanic, The Legend Goes On, when it comes to the freaking story editing.
Granted, there's not as many repeated scenes.
Yeah, agreed.
It's the only part I'm going to give you on that because I think Titanic was better than this.
I would agree with you.
Titanic, The Legend Goes On. Obviously, the real Titanic was a better film than this.
Yeah.
But that goes without saying.
Yeah, I would say that. Definitely say that. This movie, the story, like where the story is going is absolutely insane because it takes those two basic premises from those two legendary movies and can't keep its story straight because you have Leo the lion, who is a vegetarian
for no good reason.
Yeah. And his uncle,
Uncle Lope, the most annoying antelope on the savannah.
Agreed. Oh my gosh, his dentures. Oh gosh. Yes. So you have the story of be like his mother and her dying words tells him where the heart of the. She doesn't tell him where this.
No, just tells him to search out the heart of the jungle.
Yeah,
which I'd like to point out was not in the jungle.
No, it wasn't. It was underground,
in the middle of the desert. You may call it the savannah. I'm sure it was supposed to be the savannah. And I'm sure the reason it's not actually a savannah is because they couldn't afford to put that much grass on the ground.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm slowly going into my third dislike, but we'll let you finish your
Thank
segment.
you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I tear this film a new one.
Ugh. Anyways, like they like the mother tells him go look for the heart of the jungle. So in the very first scene between his stupid uncle and our main protagonist is like, oh, we don't know where the heart of the jungle is, but we know where the guardian is, which is this, wannabe Pascal. Which there again be like the entire movie. There's somebody like, we don't know where the heart of the jungle is. We're literally just walking we're walking here. Oh, I know where the heart of the jungle is now. Like
how
do you know this? How do you know where the heart of the jungle is when you first set up in your film? You have no idea where your story is going. You're literally making up as you go. And so be like, we get this band of misfit kids, which I think is a very good idea when you have a band of misfit kids. Yeah. There again, The Land Before Time did it much better, and it's not as weird. So this story goes all over the place. Be like, you use different segments from all these other greater films, try to make a story out of it. You can't do it very well. You like, Maximus Delafonte. Oh my gosh. This character.
The puns in this film.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You actually like something.
No, I don't like these puns.
You said you liked it.
I did not say I liked the puns.
Okay. Well, never mind then. I thought he actually liked something other than the credits. The ending of the movie.
Continue.
Okay.
I'm trying to hold back because I'm about to go off.
Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, the story itself makes no sense. Be like, we're given, this is a movie that's literally trying to find its own story, and in the end, there is no story. This is a pointless, mindless, worthless of a journey that is taking two powerhouse stories from The Lion King and The Land Before Time, and can't even point itself in a singular direction to save itself. And literally, these characters should have died in the desert. That's all I'm saying for this one. Let's hear your ripping this movie a new one.
To quote the Power Trip podcast many times when they were reviewing Power Rangers Operation Overdrive.
Oh gosh.
Rant Master activated. Well, Jacob, I have one question that will start this off that I think you can answer.
Okay.
What is my rule about bad movies?
Bad movies.
What is my rule? I've said it a couple times
during
Bad Movie Month.
If it's not likable, be like, if you don't like the character.
No.
Oh, wrong one.
No. If you can't be good,
be
interesting.
True.
This is the most uninteresting film I've ever watched.
It is. Agreed.
And I thought about it over the course of since I finished the film. Why is this film so boring? Why is this film so dull? What does this film do that the Emoji Movie? Sorry, what does this film not do that the Emoji Movie, Food Fight, and Titanic, The Legend Goes On? I have to keep that going. What does those three films do that this movie did not do to keep it interesting? Do you want to know what that is?
What?
People actually cared about those movies. It may not have been everybody. They may all four of these films, let's be honest, are bit of cash grabs. We'll admit.
Agreed.
But somebody in the Emoji Movie cared. You want to know how I know this? Because it's not really that bad in film.
Yeah.
It's a bad film. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there was stuff to like about that film.
Yeah, agreed.
Food Fight. Its biggest problem was that they stole the hard drives and had to remake the film in a hurry, and that's what causes 90% of the problems. Granted, it may not have been that good a film to start with, but we'll never actually know because at least the script tried.
Yeah, agreed.
Somebody on that film, in the version we saw, cared.
Yeah, agreed.
Titanic, the legend goes on. The animation of the sinking of the Titanic, even if they were just rotoscoping off of James Cameron's film, which I somewhat suspect they were, the writing of this, where they actually tried to make all the things they were ripping off work together in a mostly seamless fashion.
Yeah.
Granted, it had troubles. At the very least, somebody cared enough to make a half-decent ripoff of Titanic and mix it with Cinderella and An American Tail and tried with the animation.
Yeah.
Somebody on that film cared.
Agreed.
Nobody, I suspect, cared about this film. About Leo the lion. So nobody tried and nobody cared. I'm not even going to blame the voice actors for this, because in most cases, they're probably just trying. This is the kind of film I suspect you pick up much like you would the Monster High movies or a Barbie movie or something like that. You pick it up not because you care about the property or you think you can add something to it from an actor's perspective. You do it to make a paycheck because they need as much paychecks as anybody else does.
Sure.
And this was obviously made before Matt Mercer had Critical Role. Very obvious. Because I don't think he'd have been in this if he could choose that now. Granted, could be wrong. I don't know what he's doing right now. I haven't actually looked very far into his IMDb. I actually didn't look into his IMDb at all outside of what he was popular for. But nobody else cared. Nobody else tried to care. The animation sucks. The modeling sucks. The one character they tried with and actually did some decent work with in Leo the lion himself. He's not even that good a model.
No, he's not.
They tried. They took whatever art style this was and tried to make a decent model out of it. And granted, maybe that's the one little bit of trying that's actually in this. But for the most part, even that sucks. The acting sucks. Granted, a lot of the reason the acting sucks is because the writing sucks. The logic behind the writing sucks. Do you know how long it took me to realize that the quote-unquote white water that's in the heart of the jungle was supposed to be milk? Where'd the milk come from?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And it's not even has the consistency of animated milk. It looks like white water-colored water. And that's me being nice about what I thought it looked like.
Ugh.
Okay. That's all I'm going to say. It looks like, you know how when they fixed the water fountain, the water up at the church, and that one water fountain that's there by the choir room.
Yeah.
When they first did that and you would go to push that, do you remember the color water that come out of that?
Yeah.
It looks like that.
You're not kidding.
And it shouldn't. I literally thought this has got some impurities in this water or some kind of silicate that's dissolved in this, and that was supposed to be milk. It didn't look like milk. And good night, the stupid Pascal wannabe and her shape-changing abilities.
Oh, gosh.
It's one thing to have your chameleon change colors and kind of hop around because she's not really teleporting, but she's using her camouflage to move around in a very quick reason for some reason. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But now, she can change her face to look like other people? Why? She's a shaman? Whoop-de-doo. They never make it act like magic was involved.
Yeah.
Not really. And kinda, sorta. I mean, the rainbow slide thing that was not in the right order of the colors of the rainbow.
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Look, I even thought maybe they're trying to be a little preachy and there's a little bit of I don't know, more liberal thinking. Maybe that's supposed to be a pride flag.
Who knows?
I don't know. I can't really tell because if it was even supposed to be a pride flag, it didn't really communicate that very well. And the thing is, I looked it up. It's not even the right order for the colors of the rainbow on the pride flag. What? And that's the thing. The movie feels like in certain places it's trying to be preachy about vegetarians are better people. And like I said, I thought maybe that the rainbow slide might have been a reference to that. I can't really tell.
Yeah.
Want to know why? They didn't. The writing's not even good enough to tell me when you're preaching to me. You're not even communicating ideas.
Mm-hmm.
What was the point of what was the message of this film?
Nothing.
Food Fight had a message.
Yeah.
Titanic, the Legend Goes On had a message. The Emoji Movie had a message. Leo, the stupid vegetarian lion, has no message that's clearly communicated. I'm not saying it didn't have a message. Follow me here. What message it had, I can't tell because it was not clearly communicated in the writing of the story. Granted, I don't need you to come at the end, like at the end of Transformers or G.I. Joe or Sonic the Hedgehog, and you tell me, here's the moral of today's story, kids. Though I have a bad feeling that's what the stupid vegetarian song at the end was supposed to be. I don't know, because even if they're saying vegetarians are somehow better people and you should be one, that message isn't even communicated clearly. There is no clearly communicated message in this film. And to make matters worse, every frame of animation, of image in this film is so dully created. I barely watched this film because I got so bored with this film.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get bored because it was not a movie I could get into. It's not a film I dislike because of preference. This is not a film that is bad because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
This is a film that is truly and awfully bad from every angle I look at it. It offends me as an artist. But that's the only way it can offend me because it can't even clearly communicate a message that would make me be offended by it by any other way. It offends me because it is a thing that existed and it's an hour and 15 minutes of my life that will never come back. If I even see a physical copy of this film, I don't even know what I'll do. I can't purchase it in a store because that's giving money to these people. The fact that my viewing of this film was on a freebie thing that Amazon does with commercials means that the people who paid those commercials technically paid money to Amazon to show this, because that means Amazon had paid money for rights to this because Netflix was smart enough to get rid of it. Somehow, in an indirect fashion, I paid for this film. And I want my money back, despite the fact I did not pay a one physical red cent. This film is bad. You should not watch it, not even to find out why I hate it. That is really my feelings on this, because nobody cared to try to make a decent film out of this. And that is my rant for today.
Nice.
What is your third and final dislike?
My third and final dislike of this abysmal film. I'm gonna come with a warning on this one. Oh my gosh, that poor mother zebra. Poor mother zebra. So this is terrible, absolutely horrendous what they did in this film. This poor mother zebra being forced to give her milk to all these baby elephants or whatever. I'm thinking like, you just violated this poor zebra and forced her to do something she did not want to do. It wasn't like she was be like, oh, I'm going to do this.
No, it's so much worse than that.
It's not consensual.
They did not. They did tackle her to stop her from running away.
Yeah,
because they thought the lion was attacking her.
Yeah, agreed.
She did willingly give up that milk.
Okay, well, never mind then.
But the thing is, that milk probably isn't good for the animals that drink from it.
No, it's not.
I'm not going down that road. I'm past. This movie is almost gone.
Okay.
From my life.
Okay.
Just a rating and editing, and I'm done. Posting. I hate to see what album art you're making for this.
I got something. It's gonna be interesting. It has nothing to do with this film.
I bet it doesn't. I'm really looking forward to Tangled, by the way. Let's get there. Finish your thought.
Yeah, that was a very cringy part of the movie. Like I agree. You came in there and said like, oh, this is what they're actually doing. Totally understand.
It doesn't matter that it was consensual. It's still disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Still should not have been there. I'm not happy when we saw the elephants drinking from their mother after they were delivered off screen.
Yeah, that was weird. They're gonna be like, it's more part nature, whatever. But
yeah, it's nature, but that doesn't mean I want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. And oh my gosh, just to get this out of the way, the stupid fusion part of the elephant lions. Oh my! I literally, I was literally part of my friends, but what the hell? Yes. What in the living hell was that?
That's when the movie went from being this is trash to fever dream.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is even worse than being bad. It's bad and a fever dream at the same time.
It's like you're telling me the elephant and this stupid vegetarian lion hooked up and are now married. What the flamingo?
And had kids?
Yeah,
somehow.
Yeah, anyways, this movie is terrible. Don't go watch it. Promise you. Be like,
it's not worth it.
Not worth it.
It is not worth it.
Not worth it.
We need to rate this thing.
Rate it.
I know we talked about at Food Fight, as I asked you at that time what the lowest rating we could give.
Yeah.
And you said 0.5. And I said, yeah, I'm rating this 0.5. I don't care. I am overruling you.
Okay, go for it.
The lowest rating we will give on the Cellcast podcast, and the rating I am giving this film, if it's even nice to call this a film, is a 0.0. It was not even fair. I cannot even call this film absolute flaming garbage, because that is an insult to absolute flaming garbage. This film should not have been allowed to exist.
Agreed.
What are you rating it?
Oh my gosh. Oh, why am I so torn? I'm torn between your rating, which is a 0, 0.0, and a 0.5. Because there was the tiniest little things in this movie that I didn't enjoy, but I like the concepts of them. So I'm there again. This is a flaming pile of garbage that needs to be disposed of, and I am torn. I am conflicted with the rating I want to, because there was parts here and there, the little glimmers that in the heap of this dung was kind of good, but it's so far in there. You're Liam, you're Dr. Malcolm, and his famous line from Jurassic Park. That's one.
You were so concerned with whether or not you could. You never stopped to consider if you should.
Exactly. Or that's one big pile of turd. To paraphrase what the good doctor said.
Yeah.
Oh, let's just go with it. 0.0. This was bad. This was really,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This film has just set a record low that cannot be physically surpassed.
Mm-hmm.
The real question is, will anything ever match it? The film Leo the Lion of 2005 has a unanimous rating of 0.0 deuce goose eggs.
Don't go watch this film.
Do not watch this film. That being said, Jacob, we do have one positive light on this episode, and we are about to jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. The series finale of Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure.
And the masters of the universe.
Cats are on the move. Cats are loose. Cocktails, woo.
Let's get dangerous.
Dragon, ball, sing. Dragon, come get me.
I want to say something about this intro since that's the last time I'll get to play this version.
Yes, you will.
I just realized that without, you know how when you're doing something creative and you realized you did something without meaning to, and it's amazing that you did it.
Okay.
I just realized that without intending to, I picked theme songs that when put to, if you were to mix their shows together, are is Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure.
You're not kidding.
I didn't even intend it. And spoiler warning, I've already made the intro for the next one, and I've kind of done it that too. So if this is not, I was not intending this. This is going to be the format going forward on these.
Nice.
But anyway, we do need to talk about the series finale of Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, Plus est en vous, parts 1, 2, and 3. Directed by Benjamin Ballesteri, Philip Pignotti, and Shane Zalvin. Written by Jace Rickey. The summary: Rapunzel reaches the end of the journey she started with the Black Rocks and must make a final decision to save everything and everyone she loves. Because this is the final episode, I will be naming every cast member. The cast includes Zachary Levi as Eugene Fitzherbert and Feldspar, Mandy Moore as Rapunzel, Eden Espinosa as Cassandra, Clancy Brown as King Frederick, Julie Bowen as Queen Ariana, Jeremy Jordan as Varian, James Monroe Eagleheart as Lance Strongbow, Bruce Campbell as King Edmund, Tara Fitzgerald and Jennifer Veal as Xantiri, Timothy Dalton as Demanitus, Paul F. Tompkins as Shorty, Vivian Venser as Kiera/Angry, Ruby J as Catalina/Red, Jonathan Banks as Kieran, Kim Coates as Hector, Kelly Hugh as Adira, Suzanne Blakesley as Old Lady Crowley, Richard Kind as Monty, and Steve Blum as Attila.
Whoop, whoop.
Great cast.
Indeed.
Trivia for this episode: Kira's previous outfit and hairstyle and Catalina's previous outfit and hairstyle are briefly shown during the reprise of the song Life After Happily Ever After from Tangled Before Ever After. It is unknown if Cassandra's burned arm is healed at the end of this episode. In a reoccurring error that began all the way back in Tangled Before Ever After, this episode's title, Plus est en vous, is meant to mean there is more in you in French. However, to actually say this sentence in French is Il y a plus en vous. When Rapunzel and her mom are on the hills, Rapunzel is shown to be wearing her original outfit while she and her mom are racing back to the Snuggly Duckling. Cassandra said Rapunzel had Varian imprison her in amber, but it was actually Xantiri herself that pushed that button. I'm going to throw this out there, and they got this this was actually in the goof section.
Yeah.
From Cassandra's point of view, Varian is the one who fired that.
Yeah.
From her point of view. So that's not really a goof.
No, it's not.
Just saying. Varian's backpack only appears on his back when he is walking to the Demanitus' tomb alongside Rapunzel, Eugene, Kiera, Catalina, Lance, and Maximus. When the song Through It All ends, Kieran is not showing to be wearing his gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, Varian's backpack disappears when he is at the Snuggly Duckling, when he, Kieran, and Rudiger at their home working on the heated water system. Jacob, I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
For getting us on this series. And I want to ask for your forgiveness for putting such a long break in between season 1 and 2 when I got distracted from editing these episodes before we decided to put these at the end of full episodes. I do want to say that because this was a great ending to this franchise. And I'm sorry it took us 2 years to do it.
It's all right. It's all right. Be like, hey, we get distracted. Be like, hey, life goes. And I'm very grateful that we finally got around to doing it.
Indeed. Because this was an amazing episode.
Yes, absolutely.
I was on the seat of the beanbag chair edge of the beanbag chair as I was watching this, thinking, how are they going to get to the end? Because I knew going into it, just because of the way these things are written, that somehow and because I had seen a picture on the stinking wiki.
Thanks, Wiki.
That they were going to get together at the end of this and everything was going to be fine. I'd seen the picture of the hug.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the hug had to happen, and I was hoping it was not right before a backstab.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was not right before a backstab. But I honestly had no idea how we were getting there.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire episode. The entire 3 episodes, I should say. But because this is really more your thing, and I don't want to steal the spotlight from you, why don't you go ahead and talk first?
Oh my gosh. The final 3 episodes of Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, formerly known as Tangled the Series, is such an amazing love letter to the amazing writing, the amazing story, the amazing cast, the amazing animation in this story, to the final Cassandra. Am I saying that right? Cassandra? No, I'm saying
Crescendo.
Cassandra. I'm gonna say it wrong anyway.
It's Latin.
Yes. This episode, these episodes are done very well, done beautifully. There again, like you said, there are a few errors here and there. That's minor. Minor. It's
I only include goofs if they don't give me a lot of trivia to work with.
Yeah.
And this thing literally had only 2 things of trivia. I'm thinking, only 2?
Yeah. So
granted, I could have thrown in like, what are the final appearances in this film? In this episode,
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything's kind of the final appearance of it, except for the characters who will go on to be in Tangled Ever After.
Yeah.
The short that takes place after this.
Yeah. And that brings to a good, thing that we can talk about later. But this 3 episodes are amazing. They are so well done. The idea that now the citizens, the kingdom of Corona, have to take back their own kingdom from Cassandra, who has gone completely Mother Gothel, has gone completely power mad, is so obsessed with her own destiny that she is blinded by all the hatred, all the rage. And it is so well done with how her villainy kicks up to 11 and beyond, and we get Zentiri be finally seen, be like, we're kind of know what she's up to. This for be like, we know what she's doing. Be like, oh, okay. Be like, we have the eclipse coming in this episode, and it somehow is going to block out the sun, rendering Rapunzel's powers useless. And this whole setup is so well done. And then you have all the characters going on these grand adventures in between here and there. You have what was it? Yeah, back me up on this one. So you have the team has to go to where's the first place they have to go to they have to what is it?
You talking about Demanitus' tomb?
Yeah, they have to go to the Manus' tomb. They have I can't remember what they're looking for. What is it? Oh yeah,
they're looking for the plans for the portal.
Yeah, they're looking for the plans for the portal. Thank you. I kept forgetting. Well, like what were they doing there? It's like they're trying to find the plans, and of course you get the silly thing. It was like,
they get turned into monkeys.
They get turned into monkeys.
Mind swept with monkeys.
Yeah, like
that was funny.
That was funny. Like Lance, of course, cannot help himself but do something. So he makes the comedy relief and makes this scene even funnier. Immediately, even though this is more of it's a serious point, but they have to make a funny joke out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is how it blends comedy and seriousness and action and adventure with silly comedy. It makes it done very well. That's how you're supposed to do comedy.
Yes.
Not slapstick stupid, doesn't make any sense.
Slapstick can be fun.
It can
be. in its way.
In its way. But nuance. Be like this. All I can think is like the story itself. The story itself is amazing. You have the final confrontation between Rapunzel and Cassandra, however you want to pronounce her name.
Cass. Let's just say Cass.
Okay, Cass would be like, and this, like the competition between the two is be like Rapunzel is trying her best to get to try to bring her friend back, but there's just no doubt. Be like, it's Cassandra has drinking her own orange juice or whatever. Kool-Aid. Thank you. I was gonna say milk, but that's just
not after what we just talked about. You're not.
Yeah, we don't talk about that movie.
We don't talk about Leo. That's the name of this episode, by the way.
Yes, there we go. We don't talk about Leo.
We don't talk about Leo. I'm sorry, I didn't think about that just now. That's hilarious.
Title, everybody.
Title drop.
So yeah, it's so great. I mean, like Zentiri is just like she's almost like the perfect villain. Almost. Be like, I don't know. Be like, I'm kind of torn. Be like, is she like the perfect villain?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was setting up. She was setting this whole thing up from the very beginning.
Oh yeah.
Her actions are entangled. The movie.
Yeah.
Granted, they're not in your face. They're not even mentioned. I bet the writers of Tangled didn't even know about it. But the writers of the show did such a good job.
Agreed.
Connecting everything. I actually want to go back to season 1 because I want to see if her wardrobe had the sun and moon on it.
Huh.
Because I noticed that here the first time it showed up before they made it obvious.
Yeah.
I go, there's a sun and moon. That's them as sisters.
Yeah.
How far back were they thinking this through?
A lot.
And then I realized they had to have had some idea because Rapunzel is gold and Cass in her handmaiden outfit is wearing silvery blue. Sun, moon. They thought this through. They thought
Good
this
storytelling.
through far too quickly. It's one of those things where you have to go, did they really think of this back in Before Ever After when this first showed up? Or did they really have this ending in mind? Or is all this nice, happy happenstance? And I can't believe this is happenstance. They had to have been thinking of this when they started the series, even if they didn't know exactly how it was going to end.
Oh, I'm almost guaranteed they knew exactly where they were going because they're planting seeds throughout season 1 of what's going on, like who the Zentiri is, the entire enchilada. Be like, they don't give you everything, but they're planting seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get in season 2, we're getting even more seeds planted, and they're growing and growing and growing until the end of season 2 is like, boom, there you go. Then you get season 3.
Dude,
which
if somehow you are listening to this episode and you have not, by hearing us talk about it, not dipped your toe into Tangled the series / Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure.
Yeah. Pause.
You should go back and watch the whole stinking thing. Just throw in Tangled, get you a little bit of a refresh.
Mm-hmm.
Go find Before Ever After, because for some stupid reason they had to list it separate from the rest of the series.
It's just weird.
Then go watch Rapunzel's Tangled the series, season 1, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure 2 and 3, and then just as a nice little after dinner mint, Tangled Ever After.
Yes.
Which we'll talk about at a later date.
Yes. So there again, our characters build this gate to trap in Zentiri like Dominicus did before, and this gets really interesting to me. Like this episode does so many, or at least episode 3 does very well. I'll get into that in a minute, but oh my gosh, be like most of our cast gets sucked into the outer world or whatever it's called,
the
lost world or whatever it is.
And the minute they went in there, I kept thinking, and they first show it the first time, I'm thinking, shouldn't this look a little bit more like the space worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3? Because it kind of looks like that, and it kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is really interesting. And then Varian gets a snake in his hair.
Yeah, because
like, wow.
Yeah, that gets interesting.
That gets off the wall.
It does. It does. And I'd be like, there again, this is a good, I'd be like, there again, be like, some people could point this out. It's like, well, this is more filler or something. It's funny filler, but it's done very well.
There are two kinds of filler.
Yeah.
There's filler that adds nothing.
Yeah.
And there's filler that tells you about characters.
Yes.
This is all character stuff. Yes, it's fun, but you still get very quick ideas as like just slight more character development on every single one of these characters. And plus, it gives you a great ending on how they get out.
Yeah, agreed.
Because we haven't got to this part yet. But good night, the whole thing where they're fighting in the tower against Adira.
Oh, yeah.
And that whole thing. And
so good.
Hang on.
So good.
I need to pick up the phone. Because I called it.
You did call it.
I told you for a fact that King Edmund had to have been in the Brotherhood also, and he was technically under control of the mind trap.
Uh-huh.
They never showed it until this episode, and I was this far from saying, okay, somehow he didn't get pulled in under that because throughout most of this episode, he's fine. He's with our heritage. He's he's everyone else. And then the minute I realize it becomes obvious it's happening, it's like, you did such a good job of hiding this entire time to the point where I almost forgot I mentioned he had to be a villain. Or not villain, but he had to be under the spell. And then you showed it. It's like, thank you. And thank you for hiding it, because this is actually a much bit. Okay. We knew Kieran was going to come up with it and it was going to get hit by this.
Yeah.
They kind of hinted at it.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that they kind of take care of him without it being a big deal, for the most part, I thought was brilliant, because then it puts you off. It's like, there's no more surprises left. And then they get to fighting Adira, and it's like, oh, Bruce Campbell's going to be a villain for a minute. Okay.
A very good minute.
Very good minute. That was fun.
That was good.
And the way they handled it, where how he was King Edmund destroying the mind trap, and how just you can tell that Eugene finally got through to him.
Yeah.
Under that, I was like, oh, so much. That's done so well. This is good animation. This is good storytelling, guys.
Agreed. And also to be like a good thing, it's like this idea of like forgiveness and reconciliation. Be like the one of those points you really love with storytelling is where if a character has a redemption arc.
Yes.
And like Cassandra has it in spades in this one.
Yes. Oh man. I'm a sucker. I am a sucker for redemption stories. And they have did such a good job to make the redemption at the end of this episode. They made it do so well, because it took all 3 seasons to get her to this point.
Oh yeah.
To the point you had to get her to the point where her betrayal at the end of season 2 made sense. And then you have her dig herself deeper and deeper into that hole and see the machinations Zantiri was doing to her. And then these last couple episodes with the flashbacks to her and Mother Gothel in the mirror was like really starting to push it home. And the episode that makes this even more better was Once a Handmaiden.
Yeah, agreed.
Because that was the last good Cassandra story episode where we actually got, it's the only one where we got to see what she was thinking of while she's on the villain side of this thing. It's the only one we really got.
Yeah.
And it really helps you see her point of view going into this, to the point where they almost made up in that episode, but they couldn't, because you had to have these three to really put a nice, good closer on it. As much as I wanted to see them make up in that episode and get a nice big fight against Santeria in this, the fact that we do still get a good fight with them in the last couple minutes, and it's literally them coming together, not as the Sun Drop and the Moonstone avatars, but as themselves.
Yeah, as sisters.
As sisters. Honest to goodness, as sisters.
Yeah.
That's what made this ending so good.
Yeah. So before that,
I get to kind of jump ahead.
No, you're good. You are perfectly fine. So this point where, like, Santeria has been setting this up the entire time for season 3, even season 2, setting up perfectly. So
from the last episode in the Shell House, they threw that in there. It's like, that's interesting. Wonder what happened there.
And then we find out in episode.
Find out at the end of that season, at the beginning of season 3. It's like, oh, this is setting up to be good. And was it good? Oh yes,
yes.
This is the kind of show that when people say cartoons are for kids, and is not worth your time as a connoisseur of good movie or TV or whatever, this is the kind of thing it makes you wonder. It's like, have they seen this? This is that good.
Yeah, agreed.
Granted, it took 3 seasons to get us here, but it's 3 seasons of good storytelling. Even the filler in this franchise, in these 3 seasons, added to what was going on. Characters I didn't even think were important became important. The first time we saw Vigor the Visionary, I thought, this is the stupidest bit of fluff you could put in this show. And it was important. You had to understand what was going on, because he was hinting at stuff. I just thought he was a weird aspect of this character when we brought Red and Angry back. And he's actually an important, even though his story there was not important to the overall. You gave a good introduction to this character, so that when he came back in the next one, it's like, okay, there might be something more going on here, but we don't know. And then he shows up in the third one, and at first you're going, really? We're bringing the stupid monkey back again? And then it's like, oh, by the way, this is the Manatus. And you're going, what? And it's like, and that's when you start putting the keys together. It's like, okay, keep going. And they do keep going. Season 3 had almost none of the bad filler, or stuff I called bad filler, in season 1 and season 2, where it's like, this is just random stories that are kind of involved, but it's really more like adventures they had during the thing. I call that bad filler because it's not pushing story. Granted, it really wasn't even bad filler, because it did give us character development. But at the same time, it was like, I was so wanting to get to basically season 3, where every episode pushed either this main story along, or it pushed the conflict between Rapunzel and Cass's viewpoints along. That's what I was wanting throughout the whole series. And granted, looking back, we actually got that. But in the middle of it, I didn't realize it at the time.
Agreed.
This show is good.
Agreed.
This show is so good, it doesn't deserve to be this good. As
agreed.
much as I like Tangled as a movie, this show is far better than Tangled the movie is, I think, in terms of the ambition. The
depth of storytelling.
The ambition of the story they told over these 3 seasons is far more than what Tangled was doing by itself. And they did such a good job with it, setting up plot threads from Before Ever After that just had a quick connection back to Tangled, even though the people who made Tangled were not thinking of where that story could go from there. And he did such a good job connecting it. And these 3 episodes in and of themselves, even to do stuff all the way back to Tangled, even mimicking the style of storytelling that Tangled did with Eugene kind of mimicking the structure there. And it all comes together on a boat in the middle of the lake.
Oh gosh.
When finally, after 3 other tries, 2 by Eugene and 1 by Rapunzel herself, They finally pop the question, and she answers yes.
Yes.
It was a great ending to this series, and I have enjoyed this series, and I thank you for putting this on the list. And this was a great way to start TAS. I only wish we'd actually started with this instead of throwing in some other stuff because I was hesitant to get us started originally. Originally, we should have just started this at the beginning of season 2 of the Cellcast and just put it at the end, even though I didn't think about it doing it that way at the time. We should have been on the ball faster on this, and I'll apologize for my part in delaying it.
It's all right, man.
It's a great show.
It's all right. It's all good. Be like, at least we're here. At least we're done. At least we are, finally concluded this, this chapter. I absolutely love this series to death. There again, like I go back to where I was going to say earlier, the idea of this redemption arc of Cass is be like, you have Zentiri has pulled what she wanted, and she gets both the Sundrop and the Moonstone and becomes her final form, let's say, do a DBZ form, but it's this idea of where
demon form, I think.
It's demon form.
I saw somebody else call it.
Yeah, demon form. But this moment where Cassandra and Rapunzel, who are both now depowered, they can't use their powers anymore. It's this point where it's like Cassandra is broken. She is she's a shell of who's this mighty woman who is full of rage and hate, resentment, is broken because she realized what she has done.
Yes.
And she is like, I am worth nothing. I have destroyed everything I ever cared about or loved. And I don't see how you can forgive me for what I've done. And of course, Rapunzel being Rapunzel, forgives her and do you remember the first time? I remember the first time. You smiled, and it's just that laughed. That's what I was laughed. It was laughed, and one of those things. It was just like how this character shows diversity, and just all odds are completely against it, and she finds some little ray of sunshine in these. That's what her nickname is, Sunshine.
Yeah,
and it's just how this character views things. Be like a character like Cassandra or Cass, who has gone through this deep valley and is gone into the muck and the murt of how Jesus did for us. Be like, we were a depth in sin and we deserved wrath and everything, but Jesus came in and just scooped us out, and that's because he loved us so much. Like Rapunzel loves Cassandra as a sister. And it's that deep love. Be like, I'm going to do everything in my power to help you and rescue you out of this darkness because I love you that much. And that's what I saw in this when I saw that. It hit me like a sore freaking thumb. And it's powerful. It's a very powerful moment. And definitely when you get towards the end, when they finally defeat Zentiri and Rapunzel looks around and be like, Cassandra, we did it. And it's like, she's dead. Be like, either she's severely unconscious or she's dead.
Yeah.
And it's just it's that moment where it'd be like, we fought too hard and we can't to gain our friend back, and not like this. And she, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm just going to cut in here in a second when you get to the end of your point.
Okay. So the point of okay, it's always been set up towards the end, towards what would happen if the Moonstone and the Sundrop came together. I think it's what's her name?
Ghidorah?
Ghidorah. Thank you. I'm terrible with names at this point, but I'm just freaking exciting about this. But
I'm not even sure if Adira is the one who said it.
It was Adira.
That's the one that makes the most sense.
It was Adira. Yeah, Adira be like, it's if these two comes together, be like, no, what's gonna happen to it's Wilder. And it's just be like, it's the idea of because Zentiri, it was all about power and greed, and it was more what destroyed her was simple fact these things came together and it destroyed her. When Rapunzel came at it, it was more like, I have to save my friend. I have to save the people I love. I don't care what it costs me. I'm going to do this. And she takes both the fused stones together and brings everybody back to life. And I was nearly in freaking tears.
It's very telling about what this show treasures.
Yes.
By the fact that the most epic moment in the series is not the fight with Zantiri.
Yes.
It's when she's using the power of both the sun drop and the moonstone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at that moment she says, not just the shortened version of the sun, was it the sunshine, sunlight?
The incantation.
The incantation. The short version we've heard all season long, series long. They go all the way back to Tangled and say the entire verse.
Yeah.
Not sung.
Yeah. It's just said.
Spoken.
Yes.
In the most epic, like the kind of thing you expect to hear at the end of an epic trailer.
Yeah.
Going through the whole thing. It's like, yes, this is the most epic part. And is it a final attack against Zantiri? No. It's not an attack at all. It's literally a healing spell.
Yeah, literally.
To bring back Cassandra. And I don't know, for a second there, it looked like it was going to rebuild the kingdom, but it didn't do that.
Not quite.
It's like, it was the most epic moment here is not an act of vengeance or an act of aggression. It's an act of love.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's Rapunzel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would say, I'll be like, I'm just saying this more metaphorical.
Yeah.
Be like, Rapunzel herself as a character is kind of like a Christ-like character in a way.
Yes.
That she does have this overwhelming love to protect those she cares about dearly, and is willing to take that ultimate sacrifice in order to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely love that about this character.
Yeah.
And because be like kind of going back for a second, because Zantiri, when she has both moonstones, be like when she goes, because there again, go back to, I think it's season 2 with Rapunzel and the tree. When she uses the moonstone incantation for the first time.
Yeah.
And that gave me chills the entire time. When Zantiri did it, I was like, oh crap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. To be like, oh crap. I'm scared. It's like, oh crap.
It's like, will somebody punch her right now, please?
Please. Oh yeah. Cassandra with the frying pan. Frying pans. Who knew?
Yes, that was like the greatest use of that line.
Yes.
It's like, and she goes, Chung. It's like,
what the hell?
Frying pans. Who knew? It's like, exactly. That's why that was the name of that's the subtitle for that episode. It's a great line, and it worked perfectly because, let's face it, the frying pan is the best weapon in this show.
Agreed. But
there's a reason when you get to Tangled Ever After, they're giving away ceremonial frying pans.
Oh my gosh. But yes, I absolutely love this show. I love how this TV series is concluded. I highly recommend to go watch it. If you have Disney Plus, go watch this. If you love Tangled, go watch this. If you are a fan of good storytelling, go watch this. If you're like characters, everything, you'll love this show.
Yes.
I don't see why people haven't watched this enough.
Why the fact that this show is almost unknown.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for the people who know.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem.
It's weird.
It's a hidden gem.
But anyway.
Yeah, great show. Great show.
Which for the last time means we finished. We're at the end of another episode of Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure.
I would agree with you.
And the last one, which means next time we are starting.
Yeah.
Well, restarting.
Yeah.
A series we've already started. Because we've already reviewed season 1 of Star Trek Lower Decks. And in a weird sort of way, this actually will finish what we started. If you'll pardon the Star Wars quote. But next episode, which we are reviewing the stop motion short of Frankenweenie for their beginning of Halloween month.
Yes.
We will be watching season 2, episodes 1 and 2 of Star Trek Lower Decks with Strange Energies and Kayshawn, his eyes open. Admittedly, season 2 is going to start a little slow, giving you fair warning. But it gets really good in season 3. So join us next time for that. However, in the meantime, this has been Drew.
This is Jacob.
And we will catch you in the next frame. It crashed! It's only one thing. Do we have an outro, a singer for this? I'll just put it here.
Hold on. We don't talk about Leo. Go ahead.
We don't talk about Leo. Whoa. That is the end of the episode, guys. Thank you for joining us, even if it was for just a couple minutes. We did have 2 people in our Twitch chat, namely Neko and Dallas of Geek Devotions in there. Pretty much amazed at how horrible Leo the Lion was, and kind of messing with us for the fact that we loved Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure so much, because it is what it is. Neko says this was the best episode he's ever watched live.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. He can't wait for this episode to come out. He's already left. But I'm going to see if I can find somebody to raid. Oh, Chase in our Facebook chat did post a link, but I don't know what it is. We'll be looking at that after we've gone offline, just in case there's something strange there. Not that I think there is. But yeah, there's no one to raid. We'll do LJ the Paladin. He's followed us recently, since we didn't. He looks like he's playing GoldenEye 007 Reloaded.
Nice.
I'm about to crash. I can tell my energy levels from the end of this episode are just about to fall off.
Well, just to be fair, be like, we went from a very terrible movie that I think Drew's blood pressure went up.
Yeah.
To a fantastic conclusion to Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, where it was just more like high praise. Yeah. And
anyway, raid's ready to go. We will catch y'all later next time. See y'all later.
Later, guys. Bye.
I'm just waiting for it to. There it went.